This is Army of Shadow on normal and hard.
The Netherese standing at the door waves you in.
The future belongs to Nether. Join with...
The Netherese snap to attention as a dark form emerges from the shadows. This must be the Shade who commands the Netherese recruitment campaign. The Shade vanishes back into his tower retreat. You might learn how to reach the general by questioning the recruiter.
And so we just talked to this guy, start off the fight here. And then I always go right and then left. This is a dungeon you can kind of take many paths to get to the same place, but I always find this to be the most effective way. I just go to the right here, and then I'm quelled, or not quelled. Hollers their wisdom damage thing. And then here's where the first objective, he's mandatory, Dara Bard.
Guardian falls. You now have the key to the Shade's tower.
And I believe there's no key here. Yeah, no key. It's just, you know, you get the key automatically, or you get that objective as soon as you defeat him. Alright, so then I double back and go straight, which is basically left. Let's make sure nothing followed us. And they did. Sometimes there's some patrols near there that didn't see us on the way, but saw us on the way back. Alright, and then don't go through that door. Just make it right here, and this is the way forward to quest completion. Alright, and so this chest... This chest belongs to a wandering, or an orange name that could be in many different locations. I usually get them when they're here. And when they're not there, I don't worry about it. You can't open the chest unless you defeat the orange name.
Against metal in the distance as the gate to the Shade's tower opens.
And it's certainly not worth chasing them around for just a random blue chest. Alright, so here we have a spell. We might have more than one spell word, actually. I think it's just one. Maybe it's just... I think it is just one. Yeah, and actually, with my trapping skills, I could have just gone through this way. That's a shortcut I take, except it only works when you have trapping skills. So this is the way I normally take. It works on all my characters.
Lead up to the tower,
I could have taken a slightly shorter way with this rogue. I just kind of forgot about it. It's been a while since I've run the other way. Alright, so we're going to get some shadows here. And each of these other guys are actually not bad guys, they're just controlled by these shadows. If you kill the shadows, the other ones stop killing you. Of course, my Harley doesn't know the difference. Where is the other shadow? And usually when the it doesn't hurt to kill those guys. It's just that you don't need to. So I don't know. Maybe there's not another shadow. But anyways, we don't really. You could probably. I think we could even skip this. I'm not positive. I've always done it, but I think that you might be able to just run past that. But and then this part, we don't need the shrine, so I'm going to show you sort of the fast method of not needing the shrine. You can just run up here, take a right at the thing, ignoring everything, and go through this door to the end fight. If you need that shrine, you're going to have to do quite a bit of fighting to clear that area.
Must lead to the Shade's lair. The Shade General turns
but
to
on Elite, the worst I get is green alert from that, so I don't worry about it too much.
The usual sword father Cormier sends against us. Alas, you are just as bad. Don't you understand?
So this, what happens is this guy goes down to a certain percentage, then this big giant worm with a lot of hit points comes up here, and then we defeat that worm, we can defeat him. But he technically dies when this guy dies, so casters have damage over time spells, and so a lot of time, and the damage over time spells are called dots in this game. If you ever hear that term, dot, it means a damage over time spell or ability. And so a lot of times what they'll do is they'll dot him up with damage over time spells, and then the guy will die before this worm dies and the quest is over. Of course, you then have the problem of getting out, but on normal, it goes so quick. Alright. And there's usually some shadows or something that spawn here. Alright, not too many on normal. So it gets harder as we go up difficulties. We have to run this to unlock the higher difficulties as a new free-to-play player. Alright, I'm going to pause this while I go to the end reward. And like the other quests, you get some named items here that are, at the time, were really pretty good. They were good in the sense that it had one ability, that ability. At the time this came out, the highest you can get was +6 up to level 20, so this was a very good item. Now you can get +8 at this level, so it's not as good. Same with all these other abilities. So I'm just going to grab one of these random loot items that I can break down for essences. And I'm going to pause it while I go to the quest. And going back in on hard.
The Netherese standing at the door waves you in.
The future belongs to...
The Netherese snap to attention as a dark form emerges from the shadows. This must be the
And we just wait for them to finish talking, and then we talk to the recruiter, and then the fight here begins.
The Shade vanishes back into his tower retreat. You might learn how to reach the General by questioning the recruiter. figure leaps from the bed, furious at being disturbed.
So I took an alternate, I mean, pretty much the same path,
Falls.
just a slightly alternate
You
way.
now have the key to the Shade's tower.
Alright, so I'm going to show you the other way we could do it, assuming my trap DC is good enough. So we, instead of going back the way we came, this way, we can go this way. And we have to fight some mobs here in this kitchen area. I think the other way is easier to remember, and plus, if you... I don't know that this necessarily saves that much time, but if, you know, I just want to kind of show you this a little bit. On Elite, I'm going to do the other way, for the way I did the first, or the way I normally do it, and then you can decide what you want to do. Alright, and so this is a very deadly trap here. But it's easy to spell. Another one. Alright, and then go back this way. There's another one. And so this is, we came from the other direction last time and went up that way to the end fight. So I'm basically just exploring the dungeon a little more here as I do the second run. And the third run, I'm going to do my optimal path. I hope I didn't confuse you with my alternate routes. I'll open up the map here in a second. Alright, and... Alright, let me get my... Looks like everything got dispelled. And so the orange name is not here, so we can't get that chest. If you really want to get that chest, you just explore and you'll find it. We still have to pull this gate lever, though. That's mandatory.
Against metal in the distance as the gate to the Shade's tower opens.
That's this way. It's opened.
Stairs lead up to the tower where the Shade General dwells.
And there's some Shatterkai and other netheries here. And I should have my shield clicky on. So I'll remember that for lead. It wasn't too much damage. I mean, I've seen much higher on hard than that, but I'm still going to use my shield clicky on elite for sure. I'm gonna try just running past these guys. I think we could do that. I don't think that's mandatory. Nope, it is. So there had to be a reason I was always doing this. So now we'll just defeat these shades, and my hireling will focus on probably the people. These are like puppeteers or whatever, and so they're controlling a human. Every time you kill a puppeteer, the human becomes you know, in a high difficulties, you know, they do a lot of damage. So a lot of times people will just kill everything, not worry about it. Let's see, I don't see the last puppeteer, so it seems like one of those is bugged because he was active even when the puppeteers were down. Alright, howlers. And I've got that proc. I'm going to order my hireling to open the door. Probably this one too. Alright, and I'm just going to run past everything. And again, you could do the fight right up here in this corner. You get a lot of mobs that just keep coming when you do that fight. But if you don't need a shrine, you can just run right to the end fight, and that's what I always do.
The Shade General turns to greet you.
You are braver than the usual sword Father Cormier sends against us. Alas, you are just as downwitted. Don't you understand? You do not face me. and virtue. You face an entire empire, hundreds of leagues away. Plans are in motion too. But I can see it's no use trying to discuss grand strategy with a mere foot soldier. So why don't we skip to the part you do understand? Your fighting role.
The Shade breaks off his attack.
All things that walk the Shadowfell serve me. And do the things that... You think that Wei-Lun was our only front? There are...
And I'm going to pause it while I go to the end reward.
Before you can question him.
And I'm just going to grab one of these. This one might be potentially... Nope, well, it's got at least an augment in it. Let me see. Nothing real. I just grab this and probably going to break it down for essences anyways. And that is Army of Shadow on normal and hard.